Well, welcome to NōmGeo Paranormal Postscript. I am joined today by my friend Dane Anderson, who is the lead investigator of SIPS, the Spirits of Iowa Paranormal Society. And welcome, Dane.
Well, thanks for having me on. So what are we talking about today, Brandon?
Well, Dane and I recently went on an investigation up in Iowa at Farrar Elementary School, the haunted school owned by Sam and Colby. Dane is a believer, obviously, being the lead investigator of a paranormal society. So it's possible that he had a very different outlook on the investigation than I did. So I take it you've watched the episodes that since came out. So how did you think we did on evidence collecting? Or did you guys have anything that I didn't add, or was it just the?
No, it was I mean, we felt the same way. It was a very interesting location. I think the most interesting one was the door movement. I guess that was the most convincing, if anything else.
When you walked by that, did you shake that door?
Oh, yeah.
No, I swear on everything. If you replay that, you're going to hear that jingle, that door.
Okay, go again. Just walk.
Yeah, can you walk back over here and like?
It's always shut. Maybe.
We what? Burn?
It's all the way back, so it's all the way back. So I don't think I did.
No. This door right here, next to you, to the right.
Oh, this door.
This door. When you walk by it, can you walk by it?
Yeah.
I heard something, but I didn't know it was. Damn.
No, you're going to. If you replay it, you're going to hear that door moving and jingle. Do you want us to go downstairs? Yes, sir. Was that you? Yes, sir. Was that you?
I'm curious because Ivy told us not to open that door. I think that there was roof access, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, if there's any draft in that room because we couldn't open it to see. So is the roof access blowing air down there that might have jingled the door? Which, I wasn't in the room for that, so I didn't have a chance to go up there and try to debunk it because I didn't. You guys might have mentioned it when we were there, but I don't remember hearing about it until I watched the video. But yeah, so I'd love to go back and try to figure that out, or see if Ivy can figure it out for us.
Yeah, I just don't get why. Like, I think part of me feels some were limited. Some rooms were limited because of safety reasons. But I wish she could have been there. She's like, "Hey, I'm gonna open this for you, but don't go in there. But I can show you what's behind the door."
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
Yeah, I don't fault her for anything though. She was she had been delayed. Her flight was delayed, and she flew in. I think I don't remember where she was, but she got back. Right when we were supposed to be starting, had to gun it over there, and she made it and let us in. And yeah, she was exhausted. Did we have any other what we would call evidence, or was it just the door? I mean, I guess we did spirit boxes.
Boxes and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all kind of hit or miss, or really just up for interpretation. If you believe in ghosts, you think that's something. If you don't, it's kind of just doesn't really prove anything.
Well, in general, though, it was our first time having your Florence canine investigator, having a canine investigator aid us, and honestly, the best part was just looking at the dog.
Yeah, I did.
It was very pleasant. I like it though.
We did have that one response when I asked where my dog is, and then your app said hallway,
Yeah,
which was pretty
exactly.
interesting. Can you tell me where my dog is? Because I haven't seen her in a little bit.
A little overly powerfully loud.
Tell me. Long way.
Hallway.
Hallway.
The hallway.
Or is that where the dog is?
Oh, is that where the dog?
Thanks for finding her for me. This investigation was my introduction to your crystal ball of electricity, which is a interesting concept. I mean, obviously, we always hear that ghosts can take power from electronics, so why not just give them a little ball of electricity to pull from? Have you found that it does increase activity anywhere else you go?
Yes, I do think so, and we can also we have also used it as a threat too. So it's like, hey, if you don't answer us, or we'll take your toy away. So and it does work actually. So.
Interesting. So I guess, in the episode we talked a little bit about the background of SIPS. So can you tell me now, just a little brief history on SIPS, what you guys are all about, and where you see you guys going in the future, if you have any big plans.
So we were founded in 2021, and we kind of have we're based on history, the mediumship, and science part aspect, but we're a typical Zach Bagenstein. We never call anything demons. We're not here to scare you. We're not here for the views. We're just trying to prove if the afterlife exists or not. So that's what we are, and we're very respectful on our approaches. We never try to call things demons or whatever, And we have several plans in the future. We are planning on going out of state, so mystery location. We're quite excited.
Very cool. You've been to Farrar in the past also. You said you've been 2 times before before this investigation. How would
once, yeah.
Oh, just one time before. How would you compare the 2 visits?
It was a little bit more activity the first time we went. Nothing happened. But I still think, in my opinion, coming from, there's a good, healthy amount of being skeptic. But I feel like it's more so since Sam Colby bought it. This was the time that Sam Colby bought it. The first time it was in a previous ownership. But the thing that kind of irked me the most was every room had a Ouija room, so a Ouija board, and it's that's more for showmanship, honestly. Are they trying to pass the creepy vibe, or what are they trying to do there? So, I didn't get it, because most locations I go to, of course we do, private residences, historical societies and stuff, but, all the big names will kind of tend to stay away from those, but Farrar, they encourage the Ouija boards. I have nothing against Ouija boards, and I don't care. They're honestly a toy. Can they actually do much? People think they do, but I think they're a toy. So, but still, a lot of places don't bring a Ouija board in, and then you have Farrar. So it just didn't make sense to me. So I think it was just a lot of showmanship and not actual paranormal based.
Yeah, I know when I was going to Sally House, they had a list of rules, and it said no Ouija boards, which was interesting. I'm like, yeah, okay, it's a toy, and people do rituals in there, with candles and stuff. So, what's yeah, so no Ouija boards, but you can summon Satan if you want. But, oh man, so what? Yeah, you mentioned that you think they are toys. So, is that how you feel about Ouija boards? Are they a tool for summoning spirits?
I think anything can be a tool to summon spirits. I think it's all based on your intention. Your brain is such a powerful thing. If you have good intention, good things will come. But then the negative people think, oh my gosh, it's a demon. And then, quote, demons will come out because your brain will try to fit the narrative. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I was listening to a conversation with, maybe it was Watcher, those guys. Yeah, I think it was. They were talking about it, and they were like, I don't think that Ouija boards are evil, or I don't think that they're a spiritual thing at all. They're just a piece of cardboard. But It's the act of reaching out to an entity that makes it useful. It's just a tool like any other, is what they say. Obviously, not Shane, because Shane thinks it's all bullshit. But
Yeah.
but
For the people that are listening to us right now, they are okay. So people are going to hate me for this, but I have a Ouija board, one of those like old ones. But it's also facing a mirror, and everybody has superstitious about mirrors. So, is my room haunted? No. Am I alive and doing well? Yes. So, it's facing the mirror every day. So I don't really care.
it's living dangerously.
Exactly. Like on the edge.
Oh man. Yeah. So this was your first time investigating with a canine. So how was that experience? Did you enjoy having a dog running around, or was she getting in the way?
No, actually, it was very. It changed our mindset because originally there's a lot of private residences. We've actually said, well, can you just keep your dog away because it will, because we thought it would be a trip hazard for the wires and stuff. But no, your dog was awesomely fine, and we could easily debunk it, But it was good to, and also I felt it was a calming device at the same time, because some people kind of get, I wouldn't say scared, but it's like kind of like you are in the middle of the dark, So your brain, once again, comes to the power of the brain, So the dog is like a calming device, but also it was cool to see her reactions. And honestly, she was kind of very happy-go-lucky type, She's just like in the hall and didn't really pick up anything. So, and plus animals, I feel like they do pick up stuff, and I felt like she didn't pick up on anything, so she's pretty chill.
She's a skeptic like her dad, so we just go to these spooky places and have fun. So
Love it.
oh man. So what did you think about the last room that we were in when we had, I don't know what the device was that you were using that filtered out the voices?
Oh,
It sounded like there might have been some intelligent responses, but it's really hard to understand.
Sound like my name.
I think it said the teacher's a fake.
yeah, that was the classroom.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Miss
That was pretty
Miss
fun.
Martin's room? Was it Miss Martin's?
Yeah,
Something
Miss
like that.
Martin's room. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was interesting for sure. It's kind of cool how one of our investigators, Ava, she kind of had the role of the teacher and stuff. That was pretty fun.
We're going to learn about cottontail rabbits.
Animal.
Oh, it just said animal.
There you go.
But some of them were pretty intelligent. But once again, I think that school itself is not haunted. If you want to go that route, first of all, I don't think that school is haunted. I think it's the land, or it's like a train station. So where people come in and out all the time, but nothing's actually attached to the building. That's all.
Which is interesting because people that investigate there, I think even Ivy might have said it, but they think they have the principal that people make contact with there. And I know that Sam and Colby, obviously, they say the principal's there, but they also say there's a demon in the boiler room that possessed Colby. So, so
there's a rope too, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you got that on video, but when you go down to the boiler room, they have the rope that they used for the episode.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, and I know like when Haunted Nights went there, they tied the dude up to replicate it. And I thought about that too. I was like, maybe I should tie myself up. But then I'd just be copying Haunted Nights, copying Sam and Colby. So got to try to be original.
But once your side, though, you could be debunking that side, though. So it's not really
Right.
copy ripoff. You could just say, I'm going to debunk it for you.
Yeah, I did actually at one point say that if there's a demon here, you're welcome to possess me. I'm a willing vessel. I don't know why Brady didn't include that in the final cut. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I wasn't recording. But yeah, and nothing happened. I mean, that I know of. Maybe I have a demon now. Who knows? But the boiler room demon lives here with me now. But it would have made a more entertaining thing if I remembered to record that. If I didn't, but
I think the boiler room, what makes it creepy is like it's just a structure. Like, it's just dark inside. Well, all boiler rooms are creepy if you think about it, but I don't know why people are so attached to the boiler room. I don't know, but that's their opinion. I'm not judging them.
what were people attached to it? Since you were there before Sam and Colby bought the place, were people saying similar things about the boiler room before Sam and Colby went in there?
They weren't. I think Sam and Colby, in my opinion, did demonize stuff, but I didn't hear things about demons. They said, "Oh, it was just active." Like they hear just body voices and stuff. But
Gotcha.
otherwise, I think Sam and Colby just hyped it up.
Gotcha. Yeah, I feel like there's a trend of these big, over-the-top, fake channels and TV shows that like to insert demons into all these places, like Old Alton Bridge, the Goatman's Bridge. I don't know for sure. I don't know the history of the lore, but were people saying that the Goat Man was a demon before Zach Bagans went there, and and supposedly Aaron got thrown across by some unseen force, and he was like, "Whoa!" and then, "Yeah, man, it was crazy, man."
And I was just like, whoa!
So,
It's quite interesting too. Is that I was I guess it was a cool location. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's dark. It's already a fear factor, but we don't use the fear against people. We're trying to help them with their fear, I guess. But the thing that irked me is like with the history. I was looking at the history. Nothing malicious happened there. Everything was pretty chill. I talked to, I think one of the guys commented on your video. That guy he was a high school student at Farrar, so he actually lived, well, not lived there, but he was a student there. So I don't know how it suddenly became haunted. So I don't know. And then I was reading reports about when it first opened as a ghost attraction or whatever. They said, news reporters said, "Oh my gosh, all these flashing lights and stuff." Well, first of all, I feel like some of that stuff may be rigged, in my opinion, to show that it's all ghosts.
certainly possible. I always question places that make money off of being haunted. I have to wonder. I don't get that impression though. I mean, from this, at least the current management, like Ivy, seems great. She's been super helpful and friendly, and she's, I don't discount other people's experiences. Like even if I wouldn't interpret it the same way, like she's had experiences there. She believes she calls it special. She doesn't call it haunted. So. Yeah, and Ivy even was up front saying that there was no history of anything bad happening there, and everything was positive. So it does kind of make you wonder, like, why would a place like that be haunted? But like you said, maybe it was something about the land or something like that.
Briefly, there was actually. Kimberly looked this up too, but there was a Native American connection to it too. So it was across where the cornfield was. I think was there like a special tree, Native American tree or something like that. Peace tree. Because I know Lake Red Rock, which is in Iowa, they have the peace tree still up. It's kind of cool.
Not familiar, but yeah, I mean. Who knows? There's always this. I don't know if I'm trying to think of a word for it, but for some reason, people just seem to think like, "Oh, Native Americans. That means that there's some kind of powerful spiritual energy or something because Native Americans were here." I'm not like knocking you. I'm just saying like just because there was a Native American connection doesn't necessarily mean that there was some kind of powerful, spiritual energy that can produce this phenomena.
I guess
I don't know.
people, you are in correct rack. A lot of people do it too. I think what people are not well, like immersed of, like knowledgeable, they just kind of assume, like, hey, it's haunted because it's something I don't understand it, so they're gonna assume it's haunted. But if you actually knew the history and stuff, it's kind of like, oh, it's a cemetery. Is it so people drive this and say it's haunted? Not all cemeteries are haunted.
Yeah. It feels almost like cultural appropriation, but I don't know if there's a word for it.
Yep, I feel like that.
Spiritual cultural appropriation. I don't know. It's like we need a reason for this place to be haunted, so it must be on a Native American burial ground or something.
Yeah, so I got a question for you. So I know before us you were traveling with other teams too. What was your name? I guess something unique that you haven't seen, like what a team has done before. Like, was there a piece of equipment that they didn't use, or a technique, or their a thought process? What was different about us compared to the teams that you traveled before in the past?
So far for the series, we've just had two teams. We've had SIPS and we've had TOPS, Tulsa, Oklahoma Paranormal Society. That video has not come out yet, so I'll try not to go too in depth. But I would say a big difference is I feel like you guys rely more on feeling and your personal intuition, and not saying that you're not trying to do things in a way where you can collect evidence and have some scientific backing to what you're doing. But you guys also, I think you guys are a good mix of that, and you even have a medium on your team who unfortunately wasn't able to join us. But so yeah, I feel like there's a lot more of that. TOPS is much more evidence based. I would say, like they don't necessarily do any of the feeling and intuition. In fact, at least one of the guys that I met there is pretty much a non-believer. So and he's like one of the main guys on the team. His wife is the lead investigator, and she's a believer, but he is a skeptic, and
Nice.
happy to come along. Yeah, which I think is a pretty cool combination. Because like I told you, like years and years ago, I was on a paranormal team, and they asked me to leave because I was too skeptical. So I feel like some people think that if there's a non-believer in the room, that you're just ruining the energy and nothing's going to happen because you're here. So
That's my sister. Shout out to my sister. She is currently in Canada right now, so visiting some family up there, but some family friends. But anyway, so she's the one that keeps me grounded in many ways, because she says, "Are you sure that wasn't the AC draft or whatever?" She's Mrs. Skeptical. It's like, geez, fun, but still, it keeps you humble, So it doesn't you got to be skeptical, so it doesn't. So keeps you grounded and level-headed. Because there's some, I'm not bashing anybody, but there are some teams that are just way out there. It's like, what? It was obviously the AC draft, but they think it's some spiritual awakening or whatever.
That actually happened to me at Sally House when we were doing the Estes method. I don't remember if it made it into the episode, but I was sitting in the chair, and all of a sudden I felt this cold, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the air conditioner." Dude, I just started feeling really cold. So other than that, I would say methods, because I think even though I did the Estes method with TOPS, I think they said they don't really like the method and they don't use it that much. And they like to try all different kinds of things, but I think as far as like the tried and true methods, like they're mostly just I think I'm not really sure what their main methods are, because we were trying a bunch of stuff, and I think they might have just been humoring me. But But yeah, they're much more, collect evidence focused. More, I feel like you guys would be happy to have the experience, even if you can't prove it. Is that an accurate assessment?
It's yes and no. Like when we try to leave a location, we try to get as much as like factual stuff if we can back it up. Some of the stuff is that we were able to back up, like historically, previous things we've done. So there's a historical society in Waverly, and there was we were able to back up a lot of stuff. So, for example, there's a military room, and it says Semper, and it's like, oh, that's a factual thing. You can actually see it. So it's not a huge coincidence. No, I think it's in the room. So we do like to back things up. A lot of, and also kind of bugs me about teams that don't use the history. They think hauntings happen, and then they don't actually take the time to do the research afterwards. So we're very history based.
Yeah, and that was another thing I was going to ask. At one point, we got a full name in the response. Do you know if Kimberly was able to find anything about that, like in the yearbooks or anything? I think it was like Catherine Garnett or something was the name we got.
No, but I should look that up though.
Yeah, I forgot. I was going to ask her about that.
Yeah, so was it Catherine Garnett?
I think so. We'll have to check the episode again.
It said some girl and her last name correct.
It said Catherine Garnett.
Oh yeah, Catherine Garnett.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Send me that because I have subscribed to newspapers.com, so I can read all the obituaries I want. So
cool. Yeah, that would be pretty cool if we got a full name, and it turned out to be somebody there. Granted, I guess Catherine Garnett might not be a super rare name, but it would be, for a small town like that, it would be pretty interesting to get a full name of somebody that was there.
we usually don't get full names, but who knows? It might be the principal. No,
Yeah.
I don't think so, but, I don't think so. But that is just an interesting thing. But you also, there's a really cool technique you use too. At one time, is it back in the boiler room, right? It was, we're doing 2 spirit box sessions at the same time.
Yeah.
One was on FM and one was on AM channel.
The double Estes.
Yeah, it was fun. It
Yeah.
was kind of funny.
Yeah, I wish. I know Brady, when my editor, when he was cutting it down, like he was trying to cut it down to an hour, so we missed out on some of the fun, but there was some pretty hilarious stuff with Brad doing because Brad, unlike other people who kind of like filter out what they hear, it's like, oh, that's obviously from a radio station or something. Brad yells every single thing, and it was hilarious.
It was a happy ending.
This is pillow. This ghost is getting
That's a pillow?
out. Ow, bro. Me too.
His brothers are real.
You're good.
What? I hope.
I like you.
Ooh.
Which one? You like
What happens?
You said Dane. You like Dane?
You like me?
RV.
No, nobody likes it.
I like Arby's too. I like the French fries.
I'm speaking to you. Wow.
Ooh.
You're speaking to me.
Overall.
Damn.
People would love to see a POV of the dog too. So
I should just release the raw footage of the dog. Be like, hey, let me know if you see anything interesting as she's running around. I'll have to check it though, because at one point she was in the bathroom with me. So I'll make sure I edit that part out. Yeah.
sure, it's PG-13 friendly. No.
Yeah. But mostly, I think it's going to be lots of footage of Ava going, hi, baby.
Hi, baby girl.
You're so cute. This is gonna be the cutest footage ever.
Oh, you're such a cute little puppers. Oh, yes, you are.
We've got one more episode with you guys coming out. I think It's not going to be this next month. I'm trying to release episodes the beginning of every month, like
Okay.
the first of every month now. It gives me more time to edit, because at first I was trying to do every 2 weeks, and I was getting overwhelmed, especially when we have so much footage to sort through. So let's see. August is going to be a location without you guys, and then September 1st will be the next episode with you guys.
Nice. Excited.
Yeah. Yes.
Can you tell the audience a sneak peek of what they should be expecting? Or should they just find out?
Well, for one thing, I'm not sure how much of an audience this is going to have. So, I mean, we can probably say whatever we want. Yeah, so we did another location in Iowa with you guys. And I did actually post a TikTok or a reel or whatever of a little thing that was happening, which was that cabinet door that kept, opening throughout the night. And a couple of times it opened into me, which was annoying. But I'm pretty sure it's thoroughly debunked, like that thing, because it doesn't latch. Like I kept shutting it and then coming back and it would be open. But it makes for a cool looking video because you just see it. So
But it is cool though. I think get some good reactions on TikTok. I think also posting stuff on TikTok, man. That's posting these stories. Go wild with it.
yeah, I just need to do a lot more editing and cutting out some shorts, but it's a lot of tedious work, and I just got to get into pop an Adderall or something and get to work. But yeah, things are coming along. The channel is slowly growing. I think I'm up to like 346 subscribers or something, so a long way to go, but things are slowly getting out there. I think the Farrar episode is already my second most popular paranormal video.
Nice.
So far the most popular was the very first episode we did, so which is strange. It was like we had really good success the first. Well, really good success is relative. I mean, 400 something views. It's not exactly YouTube success, but it was like 400 more views than I thought I was going to get on my first episode. So
Was that the one at the airplane hangar?
that was
that?
it was at Kendall's restaurant, the very first
Oh,
episode.
that one. Yep.
Which that was a lot of fun, and I feel like the production value was a little bit better because I had Brady, who also edited this last episode. He was more or less directing the episode. He was the main camera operator and kind of coaching Brad as we were going along. And then after that, it was just me and Brad on our own. So we were like running gun, trying to figure things out as we were going.
Going to return? You think Brady's going to return, or is he just going to be behind the scenes editing?
Well, Brady is a professional video editor, so that's his full-time work. He's constantly editing. So usually he's very busy, and I was very fortunate to be able to get him locked in for this episode. And he's going to do episodes for me in the future. But yeah, it costs money because even though he's my friend, I still have to pay him. And I'm, if I'm not making money doing this stuff, then it gets expensive. So that being said, I have a Patreon. I don't think I have anybody on Patreon yet, but I believe it's patreon.com/NōmGeo. Feel free, and I will try to post bonus stuff over there or something. But I haven't bothered yet because nobody's there.
And will it be on the screen too?
Yeah, I'll pop it on there. Yeah.
Okay, good.
And follow all the social medias. Follow Dane. What do you want people to follow and look you up at?
At Iowa Parasoc. So from Iowa, IOWAPARASOC.
I'll put it on the screen too.
Yep, it'll be just any Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, it's the same username across all.
And you guys have a website also, right?
Yeah, but our domain is kind of messed up right now, so we need to fix that. So.
All right, I'll just point people at your socials then.
Yeah, just do our socials.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that'll probably wrap it up. Thanks for joining me, Dane. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks.
And
Good.
looking forward to the next episode with you guys, and then hopefully somewhere down the road, another collaboration, which would be a lot of fun.
I think another collaboration of doing Ghost Hunt, well, Skeptic versus Ghost Hunt. Sorry, Ghost Hunters and Skeptic on Phasmophobia. That would be fun.
Let's do it, man. I've been wanting to do a nice, maybe not a stream, maybe just record a video so I can edit it down. But my paranormal group that I want to start on Phasmophobia, it's my research team, is the Fantastical Anomaly Research Team, and I want to make shirts and everything. I think it'd be good merch. Maybe I should edit that out so nobody steals my idea. Let's make this happen, man. Get Ava, get anybody else that wants to play, and let's get a little Phasmophobia game going.